Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
What is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on THV 11 Plus. We sure do appreciate you being here. Ashley, Hayden, Karen, Tracy in the house. Getting you ready to start your Thursday. Hopefully you're getting up, rocking and rolling, ready to start your traffic. And what do I need to say? Friday Eve. There you go.
First one of the day. Took to 7 o'clock.
Yeah, there you go. So we're excited. Getting closer to the weekend. Rain chances are getting up, though. I'll say this. I will take the rain chances with the cooler temps, though.
Yeah, they're certainly coming. Highs in the 60s and by midweek next week, but we've got a couple of things to get there.
A little
first.
Razorback game.
Yeah. I've been doing the pickup and the drop-off line in a sweatshirt.
Yeah,
I was going to say it's time to pull out the sweatshirt.
Buddy.
Yeah. Well, this morning traffic, though, is giving us more trouble than the weather.
Yeah, for those that are stuck in this. I'm so sorry. It looks like it's quite a mess in the Mayflower area. So let's get a closer look at what's going on. We have actually 2 accidents. This is the second accident that happened, but it's really slowing things down here on 40. If you're coming in from Conway, this will definitely be impacting your drive in this morning. It's already slowing things down to just 15 miles per hour on 40 eastbound. This is around Sturgis Road, which is around exit 132. And then we also have our first accident that happened, right-hand shoulder block due to this crash, and it's the traffic, as you can see, moving a little bit better once you get past the other accident that is just north of this. This is around the Mayflower exit, and here's a look at what's going on with these accidents. So right now completely stopped in this area, so just be aware that you're going to experience some major delays coming in from Mayflower or Conway around these areas if you're traveling through this portion of Interstate 40. Looks like it started moving right there just for a second. This is what it looks like with your drive time in from Conway right now. If you're coming from around Oak Street into downtown Little Rock, almost 40 minutes to get downtown. So that is definitely a lot slower than usual. Still Benton and Cabot looking pretty good. But Tracy, we've got a little bit of a mess on the road, so we'll check it again later.
Absolutely. Well, at least we're starting out with some calm, quiet weather this morning, not adding to that frustration. We've got a beautiful sunrise this morning. It feels like fall out there. We've got 40s and 50s across the state this morning. Lots of colors in the sky and just a few clouds. Sunrise coming up here at 7:21, sunset at 6:23. It's going to be beautiful all day long. Right now it is 50, keeping those dew points a little bit lower, meaning lower humidity even into the afternoon. And those winds will be a little bit more southerly right now, a little bit more west, around 6 miles per hour. But we're going to start to see things warming up a little bit in southern Arkansas. Around the state, as I mentioned, we've got lots of 40s, so keeping things just a little bit warmer here in central Arkansas. But this afternoon, we're going to start to see around 78. This is going to be a couple of degrees warmer than what we've seen the last couple of days, and you'll notice a lot more 80s down here in the southern portion of the state. But that southerly flow, we're going to start to warm things up just a little bit more, and that's going to set things up for some possible rain showers and storms this weekend. But stay with me here in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about that weather impact advisory coming up and how that could impact your outdoor plans.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Developing this morning, major changes are shaking up the White House grounds. Crews are in the middle of one of the largest renovations in recent history.
A massive 90,000 square foot ballroom is part of the plan, and the cost is now up to an estimated $300 million. That's $100 million more than first thought, and may nearly double the size of the White House complex. The expansion is a sight to see. It includes plans to gut the iconic building's east wing.
New photos showing the demolition surfaced on Monday, sparking outrage from preservationists who say the project wipes away a piece of history, though the president says it is long overdue for an upgrade, and this all now comes as the government shutdown stretches into its 4th week. The Senate has failed yet again to advance a funding bill, leaving furloughed workers and small business owners desperate for relief.
A new Goldman Sachs survey shows 72% of small business owners say if the government doesn't reopen soon, their means of making a living is in jeopardy.
Of course, that shutdown impacts much further than small business owners. It's now hitting thousands of Arkansans who rely on SNAP or food stamp benefits. The Arkansas Department of Human Services warning families to brace for possible delays or disruptions to the program if the shutdown continues much longer. A new report from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities finds about 1 in 13 Arkansans depends on SNAP. That is roughly 8% of the state's population. This crucial DHS announcement leaving families waiting and worried about what comes next.
I can't just figure out how I'm going to eat. I got to figure out how these other ones are going to eat that can't fend for themselves. So it puts that fear, that responsibility, that stress, that worry, things that you shouldn't have to deal with during the holidays.
It's just scary. It's a scary situation. A lot of us don't know where their next meal is going to come from.
Arkansas DHS officials say the shutdown may prevent November benefits from being issued on time. They were advising any Arkansans who rely on SNAP to connect with local community organizations, reach out to family, and use current funds to buy shelf-stable foods. Also, for families facing delays or disruptions with their SNAP benefits, help is on the way. Today in Little Rock, Bethel AME Church is hosting a no-cost community food market in partnership with the Arkansas Minority Health Commission, UAMS Culinary Medicine Teaching Kitchen, and several local organizations. Families can stop by to pick up free groceries, get help with WIC or SNAP services, and take advantage of on-site health screenings, all while supplies last. That event runs from 6 until 8 p.m. For more information, you can call 501-686-2720.
The shutdown is holding up what the Trump administration says will be the final USDA report on hunger in America. After nearly 30 years, the administration is ending the annual survey, one that's tracked food insecurity under both parties. CBS correspondent Natalie Brand shows us how ending the report could impact the fight against hunger.
Janae Davis has a monthly appointment at this food pantry in New Jersey.
Off shopping we go.
The 59-year-old is on Social Security disability and says last month she saw her SNAP benefits nearly cut in half.
I was like, okay, Lord, thank you. I have the pantry to fill in those needs.
According to the USDA's Household Food Security Report, more than 47 million Americans experience food insecurity, which means limited or uncertain access to adequate food in both quantity and quality. Now that annual report is going away. The Trump administration is scrapping it, citing redundancy.
It was one more waste of taxpayer dollars not being used appropriately. There are many, many other surveys collecting that data.
We've reached out to the USDA multiple times for details about tracking food insecurity moving forward. A spokesperson says the department has longtime relationships with other vendors who are able to provide, quote, less subjective data.
From the height of COVID, food insecurity is actually up about 65%.
The Community Food Bank of New Jersey president and CEO Elizabeth McCarthy says federal data on food insecurity is crucial to distribution and outreach at state and local levels.
It really helps us understand trends, how things are moving in food insecurity, as well as if specific populations are becoming more vulnerable. We saw a rise in food insecurity for seniors. That's something that we wouldn't have picked up on without that data.
This food bank and others say ultimately their mission won't change.
Food insecurity will continue to be a problem whether we publish data on it or not. And we've really just been clear with our New Jersey neighbors, like, we know you're there, we see you, we're going to continue to serve you.
And they can't risk slowing down.
Start weighing your items.
Welcome news for neighbors who rely on the pantry for sustenance and support.
See you next month, hopefully.
Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Now to a THV 11 update. Arkansas inmate Gregory Holt, also known as Abdul Malik Mohammed, has settled his First Amendment retaliation lawsuit against the state's prison system. The agreement restores him to the Larry B. Norris unit in Jefferson County, and he is set to begin a law library job where he helps fellow inmates with legal work. Mohammed, nationally known for a 2015 Supreme Court victory defending religious rights in prison, said his recent transfer to a violent federal facility was retaliation for his civil rights advocacy. The ACLU of Arkansas says the settlement reinforces that no one can be punished for exercising their constitutional rights.
A federal judge is adding Garland County's Lakeside School District to the ongoing lawsuit challenging the state's new law requiring the Ten Commandments be displayed in public schools. Act 573 of 2025 mandates posters in classrooms, libraries, and public buildings, but critics say it violates the First Amendment. The case now includes a mom and her child who argue the displays infringe on their religious freedom, just like the original plaintiffs did in North Northwest Arkansas. Earlier injunctions blocked the law in other districts, and the court says including Lakeside now will not slow the ongoing appeal. The city of Pine Bluff is celebrating the grand opening of the Opportunity House, now expanding to 24/7 operations. The facility will provide around-the-clock shelter, meals, and support services for residents experiencing homelessness or hardship. The ribbon cutting takes place today at noon, with city officials and community members invited to attend.
Oh, Arkansas's first youth deer hunt of the 2025-26 season kicks off next weekend, November 1st and 2nd. The Game and Fish Commission reminds hunters to update the mobile app and download free youth deer tags to ensure a smooth hunt and proper game checking. Hunters must use their own accounts for tags and check harvested deer within 12 hours, either online, through the app, or by phone. The commission also encourages families to set up new accounts for those kids ahead of time to avoid delays and ensure a safe, organized hunting experience.
And now let's turn back to Ashley King and a check of the traffic this hour.
Yeah, it's just getting very busy on our roads this morning. It's just one of those days. So we do have a traffic impact alert because this is definitely going to cause some delays as you're coming in from Conway. And we have a new accident too I want to tell you about on 30 eastbound. So first of all, around Mayflower, this is what we're dealing with right now. We have this accident that has one lane blocked and the right-hand shoulder blocked. It's I-40 eastbound at Sturgis Road, exit 132, the 73 miles per hour. That is incorrect. It is moving very slowly there. May be able to fix that for you so we can get a better look at exactly how slow it is going. So you can see moving at just 8 miles per hour right now, I-40 eastbound. And then just up the road, we had another accident. This is kind of what started it all. It is off to the right-hand shoulder. It is blocked on I-40 eastbound around exit 135. This is the Mayflower exit here. And then we have another accident to tell you about that happened in Alexander right now. It is on I-30 eastbound, the Alexander Road exit. Left-hand shoulder is blocked and traffic is moving slowly in this area as well. It's always a little bit slow, but this is what's going on right now. We do have a live look of what's happening in Mayflower. This is the slowdowns that you're going to encounter. We have vehicles on the right-hand shoulder and left-hand shoulder. The sun is starting to come up, so we're getting a better look at what's going on, but you can see it is really slowing things down if you're coming in from Conway, moving at just 41 miles per hour into downtown Little Rock. 41 miles per hour, and it's taking 41 minutes. It's also a little bit slow coming in from Cabot, and I'm sure it's going to slow down too if you're coming in from Saline County. It hasn't really impacted traffic yet with that accident, but I'm sure that will change.
Yeah, lots going on this morning. Luckily, we're not really dealing with any weather today, but I wanted to make everyone aware as we're heading into the weekend, we have issued a weather impact advisory. Again, not an alert. What we are looking at is some rain showers and a few storms, non-severe, that could impact your plans. This is going to be Saturday around 9:30. Lots of tailgaters up there in Northwest Arkansas, and you can see a lot of cloud cover as well across the state. A little bit stronger there to the south, but that is going to continue to make its way north as a warm front makes its way through the state. And again, this is around 12:30. We've got that kickoff around 11:45 in Fayetteville, and other issues going on again here in Central Arkansas for festivities. But we're going to get a little bit of a break, and then by 3 p.m. hopefully a lot of that is pushing out. But I want to talk about Jonesboro here. They have their homecoming, and again we are talking about a kickoff around 6 p.m. So moving this ahead a little bit, this is around 7. So hopefully if there is a delay, it won't be long and get it out of here. But again, we're still waiting a couple of days out here. So I imagine things will change and evolve just a little bit, but we'll keep an eye on things and let you know what to expect as we're heading into the weekend.